Our first stop is Gallatin, where a musician designed the instrument he wants to play to perform the music he wants to make. This is all about a collaboration between a picker and a luthier that led to a new twist on the old traditional banjo. Cindy Carter takes us to the workshop where the Infinity 8 takes shape.
Pick any day in Music City and chances are you'll find somebody picking a banjo. The sound from this traditionally 4- or 5-stringed instrument is distinctive, weaving through bluegrass, country, ragtime, and many other musical genres. But if a banjo has not 4, not 5, but 8 strings, can you still call it a banjo?
That's a good question. I think it is because I think it sounds like a banjo. It just has an expanded range.
And musician, innovator Tom Saffell is designing 8-string banjos to play the type of music he enjoys and believes other musicians will embrace once they have the opportunity to play.
It still has all the strings that a normal banjo has, and if you don't need those extra strings, you don't have to play them.
This is what Saffell's design, the Infinity 8-string banjo, looks like. And this is what the Infinity sounds like.
What I added was 3 additional full-length strings, 2 lower and 1 higher.
Important information musicians will appreciate. But for the average listener, what difference would playing a traditional 5-string versus a non-traditional 8-string really make?
So here would be a little example of a 5-string. And then an 8-string.
Saffell's banjo first started as a dream and then a design. But the one thing he couldn't do was actually build it. That's where luthier Robin Smith enters the Infinity picture.
I tell people I'll put a banjo neck on a wheelbarrow. I don't care. It's what the customer wants.
Smith has been building and rebuilding stringed instruments since he was a kid.
I would buy old guitars or banjos at a yard sale, and I'd take them all apart and then put them back together, and just so I could see what makes them work and how they work.
Since then, Smith has spent lots of time tinkering in his garage and professional workshops. At the same time, he also logged lots of hours on stage, playing bass guitar in many bands, including Ronnie Reno and the Reno Tradition.
And I played with him all the way up till 3 years ago, when I finally retired from the road, because I was making more money building banjos than I was playing music.
Today, inside his workshop in his Hendersonville backyard, Smith blends his love for music and his abilities as a craftsman to create or recreate instruments that help artists play and sound exactly the way they want. Inside his workshop, Rob is very modest about what he does, but beyond these walls, his reputation is stellar. Just look at the photographs of some of the artists he's worked with, names like Dolly Parton and Steve Martin.
For me, I don't want to be in a box. I want to be outside. I want to do just wild and crazy things, especially if they're paying for it.
And it's that out-of-the-box attitude Tom Saffell was searching for when he wanted someone to help him turn his design into a reality. Having previously worked with Smith, Saffell knew no other luthier would take it on.
He's taken on weird things, and he does a beautiful job with it. And so us weirdos really appreciate somebody like that.
Weirdo?
Yeah.
Smith is totally cool with that title and the notion that a banjo could evolve into an 8-stringed instrument. He gladly accepted Saffell's challenge.
An 8-string didn't have a place years ago. The music was in a different direction. And now that with the advent of the internet and players being more intelligent about music, and I'll hear about that on down the line from other folks. They know so much more and are capable of doing so much more with an instrument.
And And this particular instrument is an example of how artists in Tennessee often come together to create something that may or may not catch on. But there's a whole lot of fun, respect, and even weirdness in trying.
I'm happy all around.
Nobody else would even take it on. So it's a difficult instrument to build and especially to have it sound good. I see how people light up when they hear it, so to me that kind of makes it worthwhile.